Hi, everybody, and welcome to Pinal Prep Spotlight, brought to you by Jones Ford Buick GMC, your hometown dealer for more than 50 years. I am Brian Wright, and I am joined by Maria Vasquez, and we're going to be talking some Pinal County softball this week. Maria and I gave our picks for who we think are going to be the top three baseball teams in the county last week. So we are going to do the same thing with the softball teams this week, starting from our number three team. So, Maria, why don't you go ahead and start with your number three team?
Okay, so for starters, this was an incredibly difficult decision for me, but my number three team is the always scrappy and chaotic Apache Junction Prospectors. Now, the thing about the Prospectors is they have two big returning players in Alexis Toro and Tristan Greer. And as of late, these two have absolutely been tearing it up, both in the batter's box and in the pitching circles, splitting time pretty much evenly. So, knowing Coach Ed Matlows and pitching coach Hank Duffy, I expect the Prospectors to do what they do and cause chaos on the base paths with their small ball game. And, let's see how far they can make it this year.
Okay, so I'm going to preface this by saying that Maria and I definitely did not compare notes. That being said, my number three is also the Apache Junction Prospectors. And like Maria mentioned, they are led by senior Alexis Toro, who is not only shares kind of the top pitching duties with Tristan Greer, but she's also an exceptional shortstop. And Toro has really been doing this since her freshman year. She has had a great career at Apache Junction, and right now she is hitting .556 with 9 doubles and a home run. And not to be outdone, her partner in crime, Tristan Greer, is also hitting over .500 with 9 doubles and a home run. And she's also got a triple. So if you look down the line, including their pitching statistics, they are almost exactly the same. Their ERAs are both in the low to mid threes, and they're both striking out about a batter per inning. And I really like AJ. They just had a close game against a good Poston Butte team the other day. They lost by a run, so I think the Prospectors are going to be in good shape. Okay, let's move on to our number two team. So, Maria, who do you have at number two?
All right, well, my number two team is the Poston Butte Broncos. Now, we all know that they lost a phenomenal starter in Lindsay Lopez, but their backup this year in Caitlin Westover, she's doing a phenomenal job as a sophomore. My only concern is how much stamina does she have to carry this team for the whole season, pretty much being the ace. They're returning key defenders, speedy outfielders with Kayla Lopez and Don Morris. They have that senior leadership with Natty Murillo and Alyssa Brizuela. And then, of course, you have the hottest bat in Kylie Potter, who is just absolutely tearing it up this season so far. She is hitting .636. She has 7 RBIs, 6 extra base hits, and 2 home runs.
Okay, I can already feel the drama slipping away. So, my number two team is also the Poston Butte Broncos. And, like Maria said, it's never easy to replace somebody like a Lindsay Lopez, who was such a dominant force for them and, of course, is now pitching at Arizona State. But the Broncos are basically making up for Lindsay being gone with a great amount of depth. So basically, you have Caitlin Westover, a sophomore, who's kind of stepping into that number one pitcher's role. Then you have players like junior Don Morris and senior catcher Natty Murillo. And as Maria mentioned, Kylie Potter is off to a scorching start. Just getting back to Caitlin Westover for a moment, she really provides a solid defensive player on the infield for them, and she is kind of stepping into that number one pitching role nicely. She is already 4-0 with a 0.76 ERA and 25 strikeouts in 27 and 2/3 innings. So I think Poston Butte is going to be a big factor in the 4A playoffs. Well, now let's move on to our number one team. So, Maria, who do you have at the top?
Well, My number one team is the Vista Grande Spartans, and a big reason they're the number one team is pitcher Alyssa Tinen. As a freshman, she tossed over 152 innings. She had 194 strikeouts, and I can only see this girl getting better over the next couple of years. And additionally, they have one of the top shortstops in Maya Boosted, also a phenomenal hitter, and she's a junior, and so far, she has a .894 field percentage, which is phenomenal given the position she plays. And you also have a really great upcoming freshman in Ileana Costillos, who is also, somebody we should be looking out for in the next couple years.
Okay, so clearly it makes better video when you disagree, but there's no disagreements because my number one is also Vista Grande. This all starts with Alyssa Tinen, who had a fantastic freshman year, almost 200 strikeouts in just over 150 innings pitched as a freshman, and she's just getting started. So I'm expecting even another step up from Alyssa Tinen, being even more dominant in the circle this year. Now, what's nice for Vista Grande about Tinen as well is that while she didn't provide a ton of offense last year, she's off to a hot start with the bat. So, if she can provide a big boost offensively too, that's only going to make a very deep and talented Vista Grande team even better. And I also want to mention Ashlyn Dela Cruz, who is just a sophomore. She's hitting .429 right now and has an OPS over 1,000. And as Maria already mentioned, junior shortstop Amaya Boostet, clearly one of the best players in the county. She brings it every day defensively and at the plate. And, last year she had a 1278 OPS. She led the team in hits, RBIs, doubles, and she's already off to a good start this year, hitting .500 with 4 doubles, a home run, and 9 RBIs. So the Spartans are really deep, really loaded, and I see Rudy Valenzuela's team being a force and competing for the 4A championship this year. Well, that does it for our breakdown on our picks for the top 3 softball teams this year. Remember to visit PinalCentral.com for all of your spring sports action, and we will see you next week.